Hi, I'm Karen Johnson. I am Kendra's grandma.
Yes. Okay, so the first question is, when were you born?
I was born on April 30th of 1958.
1958. Okay. How many sisters or siblings in general do you have?
I have 3 sisters and 1 brother.
How old are they?
70, 68, 64, and 61.
Okay.
That's how old they are now.
Okay. When you were like a little toddler, what was your favorite toy?
I have no idea on that one. No idea whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was the 3rd child, so I'm sure whatever I had was leftovers.
Got it.
Yes.
Where were you born?
I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Butterworth Hospital.
You got the hospital too?
Mm-hmm.
What type of things did you like to do when you were little?
At what age?
Birth to 5.
Oh, I remember some things that I liked to do. One of the things was, instead of walking downstairs, I like to sit on my butt and scooch down the stairs.
Yeah.
That's how I got up and down the stairs, because the house we lived in had all 3 different floors, so every floor we had that. I know I like to be outside and throw sticks and stones and just kind of do that kind of stuff outside.
Yeah. Okay, and now these will be from ages 6 to 12. Where did you go to elementary school?
I started at an elementary school in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but then when I was in 1st grade, we moved out to Spring Lake. So then I went to Ferrysburg Elementary from 1st grade all the way through 6th grade.
Okay. Who was your favorite teacher in elementary school and why?
Oh, boy. Mrs. Sujecki, I think her name was. Just because she was my first teacher at Ferrysburg School, and she just kind of took me under her wing and was really nice to me and really helped me out being a new student.
Yeah, that's good. What sports did you play during those ages?
None.
None?
Mm-mm.
Well, was there any other activities you did or just?
Well, once we moved out to Spring Lake, we swam all summer long.
Yeah.
We were always in the lake swimming. So that's the other thing that we did all the time.
Okay. And now these will be for 13 through 18. Where did you go to high school or junior high?
Okay, junior high was Grand Haven Junior High. High school was Grand Haven High School.
Okay.
So Grand Haven, Spring Lake, and Ferrysburg was kind of like a Tri-Cities area. So everything was close together there. So that's the schools I went to.
Okay. During high school, what activities did you participate in?
National Honor Society and Yearbook were my 2 favorite things.
Sounds good. Do you have any regrets about high school?
That's hard to say. I try not to look back and say I got regrets. So that's kind of hard to say, but I guess, no, I think I kind of, now when I look back at it, I wish I would have pursued being in the military more than what I did. Yes. But every time I brought it up at home, because it was the end of the Vietnam era, my dad would say, no, you're not going to be in the military. Yeah. You're not going to be in the military. But I guess that's my big regret, that I didn't pursue it, be in the ROTC or do something along that line.
Yeah. What was your favorite class in high school?
Oh, American history was my favorite class.
Yes. What was your favorite thing that you learned from that class?
I think, one of the things is the teacher, who I can't remember his name, but he was in World War II. And then when he came back from World War II, then he was in that conservation camp thing. So he was talking about all the things they did, like in Grand Haven, Spring Lake, and Upper Michigan, being part of that conservative camp. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. When did you get your first job? What was it, and how much were you paid?
Okay, my first job was at Burger Chef. It was a Burger Chef, yes. And I got paid $2.25 an hour was starting pay.
What was your main position?
Cash register, taking orders, yep. They didn't like it when I'd go back and do the fries because I'd always get it screwed up. So they
Oh.
always made sure I was stayed in the front.
I understand. Who were your best friends at the time? And are you still friends with them now?
There was a group of us that hung around together. Barb, Linda, Kathy. There was the four of us. But I don't, since we graduated from high school, I haven't seen them. We don't communicate at all or anything.
Yeah. Who was your first boyfriend?
Oh, man. That's hard. I don't. What do you consider a boyfriend? How long do they have to be dating for it to be a boyfriend?
Like, you said to each other that you liked each other.
There was this one kid by the name of Daryl, and I think we'd do things like movies and stuff like that back in like 8th and 9th grade.
Okay. When did you get your first car and what was it?
When I got my driver's license, we had a 68 Chevelle white, and then my sister and I had a share the car, and I drove that till it didn't work anymore. Then I think I ended up with a Gremlin. That's really dating me.
All right. Who was your favorite band growing up? Or singer? Either one.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite concerts was Santana.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I liked like Heart, Fleetwood Mac, the female vocals and stuff. I really liked them. Yeah.
Did you have any pets growing up?
We had a dog by the name of Ginger, but I didn't like it.
No, why?
She was just weird.
Oh my gosh.
It was Brenda's and Barb's dog, not mine.
Okay.
I was like, Ginger, I don't care.
Yeah.
Stay away.
What was your favorite thing to do on the weekends during high school?
In the summertime, swim.
During school or summer, either one.
Yeah, during the summer. Well, in the summertime, every time my dad would come home from work, we'd quick eat supper, and then he'd take me water skiing at night. So I water skied almost every night. We used to get in the boat, and then we'd go through the channel, go out to Lake Michigan. We'd swim in Lake Michigan all day long. In the wintertime, pretty much just stayed home and did puzzles. But I know on Friday night, we'd go to the basketball games, football games, do all that kind of stuff. And back then, I would be the one driving, and gas was 50 cents a gallon or 55 a gallon. So then all my friends that were piled in my car would all give me 50 cents each one so I could keep my car full.
All right. Did you ever go to parties or anything, or not really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you the worst party experience or the weirdest?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So there was a really rich area in Grand Haven by the cemetery that everybody always skateboarded in. And there was this really big house that there was a party at. And I went to this party with this guy by the name of, did I go with Scott? Or did I go with the girl? Oh, I think I was with the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with the girls. And they had a pool in the back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we were like in the living room by the stairs. And all of a sudden, these three guys come streaking by, stark naked. They run up the stairs, and they jump out of the bedroom window into the pool.
Oh my gosh. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was just like, what's going on?
Yeah. When did you first start thinking about a career?
Well, probably, I don't know, 11th grade, 12th grade. I knew when I was taking typing class, not keyboarding, typing on a typewriter, I didn't do very well with that. So my dad informed me that I would not make a very good secretary.
Okay.
So I started candy striping. So being a candy striper, then I thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to go into nursing, and that's why I went into nursing.
What is candy striping?
That's where you volunteer. You wear this cute little outfit, and you volunteer at the hospital. So you deliver people's mails, get them fresh ice water, that kind of stuff. Okay. You're kind of a helper.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you plan on going to college or not?
Yes, I did. It was just a matter of what college I wanted to go to. Do you want me to stop
Alright.
it? Should I stop it?
Sure. These will be questions from 19 years old to now. So, when did you first move out of your parents' house?
When I got married, when I was 20.
You got married at 20?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Where did you live?
Papa was still in the Coast Guard,
Mm-hmm.
and so we were able to get into an apartment and get housing for that and everything. Okay.
What was your first full-time job?
I worked at Burger Chef, then I was a waitress at a local restaurant. And then after I was done with LPN school, I worked as a nurse aide at a nursing home until I was able to get my LPN license. So I did nurse aide work for a long time. And then once I got my LPN license, then I started at St. Mary's Hospital in Duluth full time.
Okay. How much did you get paid?
Oh, I think back then starting wages was like $4.60 or something like that.
Even for a full-time job?
An hour an hour. Yep. Well, that was back in 1979.
That's true. All right. Did you have to go to some sort of schooling for that job, and how much did it cost?
I had to go to school. Yes, it was 3 semesters, and it was at a community college. And I have no idea how much it cost because I think my parents paid for some of it and I paid for some of it.
Okay. When did you meet my mom? And how did this happen?
I met your mom when your dad brought her over to our house. That's the first time I met her, just at the house.
What was your first impression of her?
I liked her. She was very nice. Very, very nice. Very with it.
Mm-hmm. Very, what's the word?
Well-rounded, educated.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you plan on having any children at first, and how many did you want?
After we got married, we talked about it for a few years, and then we did, yes, and we had 2. And when we were debating if we wanted to have a 3rd, and then we just decided to stop at 2.
How many jobs have you overall had, and what were they? Up to now.
I worked as an LPN at St. Mary's for 25 years. Then I went to Lake Superior Community College, became an RN, and then I worked from year 25 up to 44 as an RN at St. Mary's.
Okay. Do you like what you have now for a career? Because you're in hospice.
I'm in hospice right now, but actually I'm retired,
Okay.
and I'm just working casual, which is 3 shifts a month in the hospice referral department, and I love doing it. It's like putting a big puzzle together, trying to figure out if people qualify for hospice benefits or not.
Yeah.
Plus, I get to go back and talk to all my friends in the office, so I like that.
Yeah, that's nice. How long have you been living in the house that you're at now?
Since 1990.
1990. Because you guys used to live on the...
Morris Thomas Road
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you were given a life-changing decision, what would be your advice? So say for me, if I got like a scholarship to California, like what would your advice be? If I'm
Go for it.
Go for it.
Yes. You know, you're only young once.
Yeah.
And back when Papa and I got married, that was kind of people were getting married at a young age. But then by the time you're in your 40s, your kids are old enough that you can leave them and go do stuff together, just the 2 of you. Well, nowadays, most of the people in their 20s, they do their traveling, they do everything, then they get married and settle down.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a chance to go anywhere for a scholarship, I would tell you to go because you only go around once.
Okay.
And you better make sure there's room for me so I can come visit you.
Yes. All right. Those are all the questions I have for you. Thank you for your time.